Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector75. Welcome back to another Transformers knockoff review. Right, before I get to the actual review, I just want to say a big thank you to True Lagoon for sending me the screw and washer part for my G1 Trigger Happy. No longer does the leg just want to fall off when it feels like it. It stays on pretty well and is just like new, in fact. It's just a shame my Trigger Happy is just a tiny bit discoloured, but do you know what? I don't care. This gun is a little bit loose in robot mode, but again, I don't care about that, but it's fantastic. Thank you again. Right, just also, I just wanted to just show a few other things of what I've been buying lately. I haven't been buying a lot of Transformers. I did say that I wasn't going to buy any Transformers Prime, and then I went into Tesco's, and then, as usual, what happens to me. They were on offer, and I decided to buy some. I actually spent a bit more than I should, really. It left me a little bit short in the bank, but, you know, never mind. I actually got, a Prime Soundwave, which I'm not that keen on, actually. It's a shame. The legs are a bit of a joke, really. There's hardly any posability, and I just think they could have done so much more with it. Looks really good. The figures are smaller than they used to be for a deluxe. You know, it started with that Dark of the Moon by saying, oh, the mech tech mechanism makes up for a smaller figure, but these don't come in a mech tech, and they're smaller. So there we go. I knew that would happen, but there we go. And also bought a Wheeljack. Pretty good. I wanted to get a cliff jumper, but that would have been too much. Really like the Wheeljack, actually. And I also got, which I might do a review on in the future, or depending on when I upload this video, you might have already seen it. I got the Transformers Prime Megatron. A great toy, actually, the Voyager size. Damn good. I really like that one. Yeah, really, really good figure, actually. And is almost the same size as the old Voyagers. Anyway, right, on to the review, because I'm sure that's why you're actually watching this for. We have a knockoff G1 MONSTRUCTOR. Let me just bring these all forward. These are slightly oversized, and I'm going to show that off right now. I actually got these off eBay because of the demise of KO Toys. I actually have to look on eBay now. A few people do keep sending me a website that does do KO Toys, but I've not actually looked at it. Every time I see it, I'm never in the mindset to go and look for them. So I'm actually going to look for those because I want to get some. This is an original size one for some reason that this set does come with. As you can see, they are almost double sized, which is pretty good actually. And just to show, I do own a couple of the original monster pretenders. As you can see, this is Scowl, and if I just bring the knockoff Scowl to the front there, as you can see, he's a lot taller, which is pretty cool. Anyway, right, so that's enough of that. And the Pretender monsters, of course, did come out at the later stages of G1. Let me just put that figure over there. We're going to start here with Wildfly, I believe. I'm going to use the names from the Pretender, I keep forgetting the name, the Pretender monsters, and not Dino Force. I can't remember which one came first, whether it was Dino Force or the Pretender monsters. But Dino Force came with the rubbery dinosaur shells, which actually look really, really good. And I would love to get a set, but they go for crazy amounts of money. And the Pretender monsters, of course, were the Western release and came with these rubbery, monstery shells. They're actually really cool looking, actually. I've only got 2 of them. Mainly because they go for silly money. They're about £40 to £60 each, and I ain't paying that. Or I will, but they've got to be in fantastic condition. These are the only 2 that I found that were all complete and everything. I do have the weapons for these guys in a little bag down there. This is Birdbrain and this is Scowl. And they're pretty good. Unfortunately, they do feel a little bit funny, and they leave your hands feeling very sticky afterwards. I don't know why. A bit strange. Yeah, they came out in the later stages and were the final ever G1 gestalt. They were a little bit small for my mind, but when you consider they were coming out at the exact same time as the Micro Masters, you probably then realise that, say, like my original Scowl here, he is the size of a Micro Master. I do have one handy, 1 second, just for a quick size comparison. And then you realise that maybe they weren't just cutting back on sizes after all or anything like that, but were probably trying to make a combiner that was in relative sort of like size comparison to the Transformers they were producing at the time, because there's I can't remember this guy's name, from the, what was it, Decepticon Racetrack Patrol. Anyway, so there he is, and then there, like I say, he's just a little bit, he's almost exactly the same size, almost. So that's pretty cool in that sort of sense. But these days, though, it is small for how much it goes for anyway. Right, so anyway, back to the review. We're going to start here with Wildfly. As you can see, he's a little squat little robot. There's not much to say about these guys in this form. This set didn't actually come with any stickers. I got the Repro Label set and I just put a few stickers on there. They are a bit smaller, obviously, because these are oversized, but they still make them look a little bit more presentable. I put the G2 Decepticon insignia on just to make it a little bit different, because some of the colours are different from the original G1 and the Dino Force. Just going to transform this guy now. There's not much to it, so I won't bother explaining it. Yeah, the colours are different from the G1 and the Dino Force, so I just thought, well, usually when I do that, I usually put G2 Decepticon logos on, because these guys are Decepticons, of course, and that is him transformed. It is a bit of a shit transformation. The transformation in these are absolutely really so simplistic that you wouldn't believe. That's Wildfly in some sort of bird monster mode. I don't know what he is. I'm going to go next to Ice Pick. I do like the paint applications they actually gave this guy, actually, because he doesn't come with any on the original G1 toy, I believe. Or definitely not these ones anyway. And he's pretty cool. Actually, when I bought this, the pin they'd pushed through here, because obviously I think it was machined, had totally gone in off an angle and you couldn't move the head, so I had to completely take it apart, get the pin out, re-drill the hole, and then push the pin through, which wasn't that hard, but it was tricky enough for what it should have been. But because the plastic quality, it's actually good plastic quality, and these hold together. There's all tight joints and everything. It's actually very good. But it just feels like you can see the sort of like the crack there. I don't know if it's going to zoom in too well on it there, and it's got stress marks, and it just feels like that all over. I know that's where the pin, like I say, what happened with the pin happened, but it just feels like that all over. Just the quality, for some reason, it just feels like that you're just missing that final edge to it, which is a shame. It's not bad, and the paint applications on some of the heads are a bit shit as well. Right, so this is Scowling robot mode. You can only move at the elbow, and he can move his arms back like that. Right, to transform this guy, you just move these legs up and close the head like that. And that is, I've probably used the wrong name there. This is Ice Pick in robot in monster mode. Exactly what it is. Answers on a postcard. Right, I'm going to put him over there, and then we're going to move on. This one is actually Bird Brain. I know this guy is Bird Brain that comes with the bird-looking shell. That's why they probably called him Bird Brain. But he actually transforms. He's got some good movement. His arms move and everything like that. Doesn't come with no other weapons other than the parts to form MONSTRUCTOR. Yeah, so we're going to transform this guy, and he forms some sort of, I don't know, four-legged monster. I'm not quite sure, like a boar maybe, but you know, it's okay. It's more of a transformation than some of the others. Right, we're going to move on to these Scowlies, a nice blue colour, some nice paint applications there. He's got a strange little head though, isn't it? It's very long. You've got some nice painted toes there for the monster mode. Just going to transform him quickly. A nice snap down, and there we have it. And he's some sort of like Sonic monster, apparently. It's not too bad, actually. I'm just going to put him down there. Right, then we're going to come on to Bristleback. Again, this one is almost exactly the same as Bird Brain, except he comes with these appendages on his back, which are kind of like wings, maybe. I'm not quite sure exactly what they're supposed to be. With the paint application, they missed a bit and got it on his chest there, which don't look too bad, to be honest. I was going to try and scrape it off, but I probably won't bother. Right, again, this guy does move at the arms. This one is a little bit more, bit bad, actually. When you try and move it, it does catch. As you can see, the whole body moves there, and you can feel it. I don't know, if I shut up for a minute, you might be able to hear it. And you can see it moving, which is a bit of a problem. I could try and sort it out, but to be honest, I probably won't bother. Anyway, right, to transform this guy, just move the arms to this position, fold the little animal head over, rotate this around, like I say, exactly the same as Bird Brain. And that just folds down like that, and it's for what it is and when it came out, it's alright. These days, it's fucking awful. But, you know, what can you do? Right, so then we come to Slog, probably the fattest was going to say a rude word then. Yeah, the fattest bloke of this set, and he of course forms the main body of MONSTRUCTOR. That's why he's so fat. He looks alright. The transformation again is a bit of a letdown. You just fold the head away, flip the bottom feet over, and then just turn him round, and then move the arms around this way. And that's it, and it's not too bad. Again, I had to get the labels off Retro Labels, and I just labelled him up just to give him a better look, really. I don't know what this monster is. It's a strange one. And then we put him over there, and that's all the Pretender monsters in their monster modes. And to be honest, I actually quite like them. I know that's a bit strange, but I do. For all their simplistic silliness, for some reason this guy reminds me of a computer character from the Spectrum days, from the early 80s. I don't know who it is. Probably bloody Horace goes skiing or something like that. I don't bloody know. But anyway, he reminds me of him. Yeah, there's something about them I do like. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something I do like. And when they're transformed into MONSTRUCTOR, they're actually pretty cool. Right, we're going to do that right now. So I've got all the bits here. It's relatively simple as well, and don't get me wrong, I like complicated transformations, but when they become too complicated and too silly, then I don't. This guy is just okay. It's simple. We're going to start with Scowl here. He's going to come on the legs. You just fold the arms down. Then we're going to put him to the back, and then as you can see, he's got two little posts there. And then you get one of the feet. They're red now for some reason. And then, as you can see, he's got two ports in there, and then his head is just going to tuck in there. And once you get him lined up just right, it is a bit of a problem, but just a little bit of a manoeuvre about, and it stays in there really solid. And then there we go, we've got one leg. Going to go for Ice Pick next, exactly the same. Open this out, get the arms, push them round to the back, get one of the feet, and again, exactly the same. That goes in there. And that becomes one of the other leg. You can swap them around, there's no real way that they actually go. Only the legs can become the legs, and only the arms can become the arms. The two main body bits have to be body bits, but the arms and legs can swap around, but only leg for a leg. Which is okay, but I not usually do that. I'm a very uniformly person that if I see somewhere the official transformation is with this guy on this side, then I have to have it on that side. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. I mainly think it's because I suppose if you was a transformer, why would you want to keep swapping around to be a different part? Or why would you make yourselves? I don't know, maybe you would for a laugh, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue with the transformation. Right, we're going to get this big bit. This is probably the worst bit, because we have to have a giant section like this to fit a load of guys together, which is a little bit annoying. But it has these two little posts just there, more little tabs really, and they're going to fit into these little holes just there, which it does fit really well actually, and they don't fall off once you get them in. Have I got him in? I think I have. Yeah, he's in. Once you get them in, it can be a little annoying just to get them on. Once you get them on, and a nice little satisfying click, they stay in. There you go. See, they're not going anywhere. Now we're going to start moving this a little bit back, because it's going to get a bit tall in a second. Right, with this guy, we just fold this down, and then with the arms, we're just going to fold these to his side, legs flip up, form a nice little square block thing. And then this is just going to fit in there. You probably can't see it too well, but I'm going to adjust my camera in a second. And that just sort of fits in there, like that. Let me just, 1 second, here we go. Just got to remove my bit of blue tack. There we go. I'm going to cut off the feet now, but I'm going to move it back in a second. But once I finish off the top of the body. The next thing we're going to do is going to take Slog. And now with him, you open out his whole body section like this. And keep his legs like that. Keep the arms down to the side. You need his robot head extended, if I can get it out. Should have done that first really. Anyway, so you're going to put it up there like that, and then this just basically fits on the top. There's a little bit of his robot head does go into this port just in there. So once you've got that on there, let me just put it back a second. It does fit on quite snugly. When you pick this guy up, don't pick it up from here, just because the weight will just take it out the joint. Right, then we're going to go for, can't remember his name now, Wildfly. Just tuck the feet up like that. get one of the hands. Can't remember which hands I've got. There we go. And then, as you can see, it's just going to slide straight on there. Then he's got a square port in there for a square tab there. That just fits nice and solidly in there. And the same with bristleback. Just going to manoeuvre the arms into this position. Oh, fucking hell. There we go. Sorry about that. Don't mean to swear. Right. Then we're going to put the other hand again. The hands are universal. You could swap them over because they've got no real thumbs so much. And again, that one just goes on there. And then you're going to get this head. The head is quite funny, actually, because it looks like he's wearing lipstick. I don't know if it's going to zoom in on it too well. I'm going to repaint it, but I wanted to do this review with it like it because I think it's just so funny. And then this will fit on. It can be a little bit troublesome to get on in the right position. It's a little bit loose there, but there is a way of getting it so it's more tighter. There we go. And then that is your completed MONSTRUCTOR. And once he's combined, he's actually really, really good. The arms will move, mainly thanks just to Slog's arms. You've got to be careful of the the top body coming apart from the bottom, the lower torso. But it's actually, I really do like it. And just for a size comparison, I've got my G2 Devastator here. This is a, well, G1 Devastator in G2 colours, of course. And you can see now that MONSTRUCTOR is proper sort of like sized with the G1 gestalts, which is pretty cool. Again, I really do like this figure. I got mine off eBay. It cost me, I can't remember now, I think it was $25 the guy was selling it for, but he wanted like $40 shipping just to send it to the UK. And that usually pisses me off a bit because I know it can be expensive. I know the box was big, so I just asked the guy could he take it out of the box and just send me the toys, and he was completely happy to do so. And he then charged me $15, which is about right. And it only worked out then all in. It cost me about just around 20 quid, which I think I had some money on my PayPal as well. It might have been about 25 quid, something like that. But I thought it was worth it, to be honest, because I've always wanted MONSTRUCTOR, cannot afford or will pay some of the prices that the originals go for. Right, so this has been Graham with my knockoff MONSTRUCTOR. There are some still on eBay, actually, if you do a search. If you don't mind paying the price for it, I can recommend it. For some reason, though, the actual little figure that he comes with, which does come with a sword, which is pretty cool, does change from pack to pack that you get, because on the picture I think it came with a smaller miscoloured scowl, but the one I got was like this weird little blue and yellow Wildfly. So, you know, that's another little neat thing. I sometimes like putting them next to it because it does bring off the scale of MONSTRUCTOR then. Anyway, right, this has been Graham, the Collector 75, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.